Now, I wrote a short script for this, and what I'm talking about in this video is I am potentially thinking about moving all my content in future videos to LBRY.
Kia ora folks, LBRY, your local Bushman here.
Kia ora folks, LBRY, your local Bushman here. What I'd like to do in this video is talk pretty serious about the future of the outdoor community in YouTube. Don't know if it's going to reach all my subscribers, but hopefully it does. Now, over the last 2 years, my channel has grown. That's good. But what I've noticed is there's a lot of things happening with YouTube, and as for those folks who don't know, I'm a Rastafarian, so I don't get involved with politics. I don't get involved with ideology, agendas, any like that. Based purely off that. I'm non-partial, non-political. But I wanted to make this video because for me and a few others in the outdoor community, some have been getting out of the community, escaping. Why is that? Now, there's multiple reasons. You look on YouTube and you look on posts. I'm not talking about social media posts. I'm talking about actual news articles. There's censorship issues. There's certain things that, outdoor content creators like ourselves, we cannot or might not be able to do anymore. It could be, taking our kids out for a hike, or teaching them bushcraft, or having us deal with axes and knives demonstrations. So that could be construed as potential violence to the new YouTube algorithms. A lot of our outdoor community channels and outdoor content creators, we're more geared towards our own community and quite happy with it. YouTube may not see potential in advertising for corporate interests. As I said, there's no agenda behind this. I'm not partial to corporatism or anti-corporatism. None of that. As a Rastafarian, first and foremost, I'm non-partial and non-political. I don't believe in any of those agendas. I just represent humanity, basically. If you wanted to put it philosophically, just baseline everyone, not just one or the other. I'm just basically what, in my culture, Māori culture, we would call a fence sitter. That's basically what I am. I don't believe in one particular agenda or steer in one way. Or LBRY. Now, what is LBRY or LBRY? It is, to give you a very brief description, it gives content creators such as myself and the small ones a better chance to expose, proper content to everyone. It gives them the freedom to say, to an extent, what they want to. So I'm going to quickly go over some of these things of why I'm potentially thinking about shifting my content to LBRY. Now, before you comment on this video, just listen to the whole thing and then decide from there if it's valid points or not. Okay, number one. This is my big gripe, and I think a few other outdoor channels and outdoor content creators, bushcrafters, trail runners, trampers, hikers, probably think the same. A lot of them delve into different things. As I said, I don't demean anyone, I don't diminish anyone, I'm not particularly for anyone, I'm not particularly against anyone in the outdoor communities, and that's all outdoor communities on YouTube at the moment. My one biggest issue is too much corporate involvement. There's too much ads, there's too much product reviews to force product down people's throat, to force them to, or influence now, those are the new buzz terms that YouTube uses now with its algorithm, influence people to buy just products. Me, I'm not about that, and I know a lot of outdoor content creators through all those means I mentioned, trail runners, trampers, through hikers, bushcrafters in particular, not about pushing product down people's throats for no reason other than to get a few cents off it. Now, for those channels that do have affiliate links in that, I'm completely fine with. They need to make a living. But me, from a philosophical point of view, from the pure ethics of an outdoorsman, I'm all about pushing the skills to utilize that product, to make it effective so the consumer knows how to use it properly, not just pushing people into purchasing product without any knowledge of price, skill or experience. So I'm very anti that, and that's one reason. Second reason, ads. I know and do understand completely, I could say overstand, that's beyond comprehension of normal understanding, why a lot of content creators, not just the outdoor community, have ads or sponsorships. You know, they got bills to pay. Fair enough. It's totally understandable. The problem I have is there's a lot of ads geared to things that the algorithm might deem to us that we might like. I don't like that. You know, I don't want to feel like I'm watching or my viewers feel like they're watching a TV infomercial. If we wanted to watch that, we'll just watch TV. You know, having ads and product placements. And 3, YouTube. You can watch a few videos on YouTube about this. YouTube does not support the creator anymore, the independent creator. It supports the corporate. As I said, there's no agenda behind this. I don't demean, don't diminish. I'm not for, I'm not against. These are just the facts. The bigger channels are getting pushed more and more exposure towards your recommendations, the algorithm in general. So generally how people find me is one of my YouTube videos I did a little while back. And that's Māori's Ready to Eat and my Bushman's Tea video. That's how most of my subscribers, besides from word of mouth, get to me. The problem with us, particularly the outdoor community in general, the outdoor community sector, we don't get pushed a lot because there's not, for the most part, all of us can't, from YouTube's point of view, would be suitable for advertising with. And that's completely fair enough. You know, we're more about the community and involvement and skills and experiences more than advertising or advertising potential. We don't think about it. We just want to express our passion for the outdoors purely as pure outdoorsmen or women. And this even affects big creators, not just in the outdoor sector. We're talking, you know, lifestyle blogs, makeup tutorials. A lot of YouTube creators, whether big or small, are getting affected by this. There's lack of support from YouTube anymore. It's more towards those that are with the agenda of making money. What it seems like. As I said, I'm not for, I'm not against. I reiterate this multiple times. Why I'm thinking of shifting towards LBRY. Number 4. At the moment, LBRY is some people say it's not a viable option compared to YouTube. I believe it is a viable option. It really is. It's a growing platform. It's growing in more usability and friendliness and popularity. And at the moment, there's very few outdoor communities channels on there. Even bushcraft. There's some people that have done a few bushcraft videos, but not very frequent uploads. So, and I know I upload pretty infrequently, but there's very few that are related on what I term as bushcraft, which is not just the romanticism. I have a video about this too, the romanticism of bushcraft, or the how we can make, you know, fire and axes look sexy, and that's what people think bushcraft is. Me, the broader perspective is native plant ID. It's understanding and having the knowledge and skills to understand the wilderness, as well as the equipment. That enhances the experience. That enhances wilderness living in tune with nature, not that mentality survival shows have taught us in the last couple of years, where it's you against nature. You know, you have to defend yourself in nature. And you really don't. A lot of bushcrafters are like this too. We try to push the skills and experiences more so than the products. The products are a extension of the art. So yeah, it's really to diversify the outdoor community on there as well. It lacks representation at the moment. And I'm thinking about going over because I believe I have a lot to offer on there. So And I will talk about this at the end of the video if you want to consider going over to LBRY. Number 5, freedom to use terms. Now, as you folks know, I use terms like nature porn, wilderness porn. What do I mean by that? As an actual tree hugger, I do have photographic evidence of me actually hugging trees. I am an actual tree hugger, yes, both philosophically and physically. It's kind of a meme in itself. I have a running joke with my old man of have photos of me hugging trees, so I'll hopefully get one last laugh at him before he dies. That's for his deathbed. I know it sounds a bit mundane, but what I call wilderness porn and nature porn and animal porn is not the derogatory us adults might think. It's the true wilderness and the potential of the wilderness that any outdoor recreator can experience and truly engage in. Now, if you folks watch Wanderers, that is what I call animal porn. If you watched my perception POV of what tramping or doing a through hike is like, that is the pure experience. Surrealism, reality, beauty, nature, raw, structured, integrity, essences, different structures, relation to human physiology. I know it sounds a little bit Eastern mysticism, but if you truly analyze Wanderers, you will see a lot of human components and psychology in that. So yeah, with the future potential of YouTube, I might not have the opportunity to say wilderness porn or animal porn, and YouTube might potentially censor my channel or discourage people from viewing my content or subscribing to my channel. It's another reason. Number 6, outdoor community and involvement is seriously lacking in LBRY community, library community. It seriously is, folks. There is a few people there in different sectors that I tackle while I'm involved with personally myself. Trail running, tramping, that's trekking, hiking, backpacking for my foreign viewers. Native plant ID, plus the bushcraft on top. And the odd gear review. As I said, I'm not a gear review person. There's way too much of that on YouTube. There is potential for a greater representation of that and on LBRY. So there's one reason why, or the 6th reason. 7, as I said, and I talked about this briefly, possible censorship issues due to knives or axes or fires during actual skill demonstrations. Now, as you folks know, bushcrafters, we love that stuff. That's the sexy stuff. That's what actually sells to younger people. Bushcraft, the sexy stuff, I call it, the romantic stuff. How romanticized bushcraft is, when in reality it's not. As I said, I have a video coming about this, romanticism versus reality and bushcraft, and a few different other things like trail running and tramping and stuff like how it's glorious. With the AI of the algorithm of YouTube or its human conveners, they might deem these as unsuitable for not just younger audiences, when a lot of our outdoor community content is geared for the youth. And that's my big thing. I'm all about educating, pushing youth towards the outdoor community and outdoor recreation. They might deem that by the algorithm to be unsuitable for advertising, even for the mature audience content. They might deem that as unsuitable, and so that causes, in a way, channels to die, because it diminishes and purposely lowers that channel's ranking further down, so it finds it very, not impossible, but very hard to find that channel. As I said, there's no political agenda, religious reason, any of that behind why I'm considering shifting to LBRY. My reasons are purely philosophical, because YouTube does not agree with what I'm about, and that's about not corporatism, not about pushing product down people's throats when they don't know how to use the thing. It doesn't support content creators in general, both super large and super tiny. I will still post to this channel for the next year or two. I'll still post the same content. As you folks know, I studied filmmaking, so I know a bit about compression and all that, and how it affects video files, and YouTube compresses a lot on top of our own encoding to get our videos onto YouTube so you guys can see it. It compresses it even more. From a filmmaking point of view, I've had a look at the encoders on LBRY, LBRY, okay? It's actually pretty good. Compression's not that bad, so yeah. From a filmmaking point of view, to diversify our outdoor community, there's multiple reasons. In general, my content's not growing because I'm not blaming YouTube, but because YouTube does not promote the smaller channels anymore, even the large ones too. So it's not just me that's having this problem. A lot of people are having this problem. Now, I've had a few people who subscribed before, and I thought they left, and they weren't. What has happened on my channel is, well, there's new algorithms coming in. I've contacted a few other content creators, not just outdoor communities, but a few others. They're having the same problem too. People subscribe to your channel, YouTube automatically unsubscribes them, and then they subscribe again. As I said, I'm not blaming anyone, not demeaning anyone, not blaming YouTube, any of that. It's just something shady going on there, and it's pretty weird. Now, as you folks know, I generally don't ask you guys to subscribe. If you guys want to subscribe, you do it. I'm big on that, very big. That's probably the Rastafarian speaking to me. I'm big on people's freedom. You know, if they want to do something, they do it. They don't cater by swears. You know, all good. But if you guys want to subscribe to this channel, please do so. I got a lot of outdoor content coming along. As I said, the future of this channel, will I stay on YouTube? I'm going to have to wait and see. I will still upload content. This is just to let you guys know, I will be shifting a lot of my archives to LBRY. If you folks would like to join, you're more than welcome. You know my channel name. You'll find it on LBRY. I'm not going to post a link to LBRY. The reason why is because I don't want the YouTube algorithm to pick it up and to demean or slander my channel in any way, shape or form. Because, not calling conspiracy or anything, but that can and does happen. You'll find it. They have an application for desktop. They're working on the handheld devices ones at the moment. As I said, it's free open source software. That content's more geared for content like I produce and a few others out here, like to mention some people in our outdoor community, like Really Big Monkey One, like Lee Ralph, Tim Watson, Kentucky Woodsman, Hike with Mike. It's geared for those content creators, people who are not really about pushing products in people's faces, more about the content and the creators themselves, but also the community, driving the community and getting involved with the community. YouTube limited support on that, and referencing and referring that to other people is very limited nowadays. That's why a lot of outdoor content creators and other content creators get disenfranchised by YouTube. It's because YouTube is it's not the same. I'm just going to say that. So yeah, as I said, hope to see you guys on LBRY. As I said, it's the same channel name, you'll find me. Yeah, I hope you folks enjoyed. This is something I've been thinking of for a long time, quite a few months. Sort of like my next big adventure. But you have to stay tuned for that. I do have some videos coming up, as I said, around about August, talking about next big adventure. I'm not going to mention full specs on that. But yeah, hopefully this enlightens some of you folks. Yeah, hopefully that get some contact with people. If you guys have any issues, my scripts for contacts are all in there. Please join me on LBRY. I'm just starting to transfer some of my content over there. I will be producing content specifically for LBRY. Am I charging it? No, I'm not charging for content. I don't believe in that whatsoever. But if you go on LBRY, check it out. Check me out on there. Don't forget to follow me on LBRY. This video, YouTube, if you liked it, hit thumbs up. If you don't, you know what to do. Subscribe, because I got a lot of content coming, and a lot of the content I do is pretty out there. So stay tuned. Ka kite anō, blessed trails, folks, and I hope to see you folks real soon. See you later.